It appears that now you're the one working for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
had to step in, crooked boy. Crooked boy, where is your crazy rubber? Give me that.
What?
Give me. I'm trying to sing enough karaoke because everybody said they loved it the last video.
Yeah, the karaoke was amazing.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Welcome back to Streetcar Chronicles. The black truck, the saga continues. Got some exciting stuff here. So, when I originally bought this truck, if you'll remember, it was supposed to run good, but it didn't. I wanted to redo the interior of this truck. That was the main goal, was to redo the interior. Because it was pretty clean on the outside. It's nice driver quality. It's not a show truck by any means. You know, the paint's, it's okay. Could use a polish, but it's not good. Like, there's just areas that, it's kind of seeing the old stuff come back, and they just masked shit off. They just did a cover-up job, which is fine. I mean, it preserves the truck, but, it's just poorly executed. Whoever did this did a shitty job. The inside was never clean. That was actually the worst part of the truck. As you can see, the door panels are rougher than Cooter Brown. Needs armrests. The plastics are a little worn out. Somebody has put the 70s model strap on here, not the long 80s one. This bag's wore out. Hey, there's that wrench I was looking for. Yeah, it's just blowed out seat. Carpet's trashed. Dash is trash. Headliner's trash. It's all trash. What I'm saying here is the only thing that was good inside this truck is the steering wheel. The steering wheel was in really good shape. The horn button's a little banged up, but it's in pretty damn good shape. All the steering column's nice. It's nice and tight, and all the buttons and the doodads are in pretty good shape. It needs a refresh bad, because the carpet doesn't match the drapes, if you know what I mean. And of course, as Jake pointed out in our grill restoration video, this bumper's bent. It's bent pretty bad. When you look at the truck straight on, the bumper's up on this side. Got a high spot in it. It's bent here. For my birthday, the family took me out and got me some new bumpers. Then, while we were there, the family was like, hey, you wanted to redo the interior. So they bought me pretty much everything that I need for the interior. We'll save that box for later, because I'm excited about that box. That was unexpected. This was all unexpected, but that was like through the roof. So we're going to disassemble the interior of this thing. And we're going to dynamat the entire truck, roof, and floor like we did in Honcho. Probably put a little bit inside the doors, because when I put the AC back on this thing, I want it to stay nice and cool. And then to finish it all off, we're going to limo tint the windows, because I like limo tinted windows. Well, we got the door panel off. Got the seat out, pulling the carpet out, got the back wall covering out. Floors in this thing are in great shape. This is not surface rust. This is a jute pad glue. And this is dirt. This is just West Texas dirt. This thing is in fantastic shape. It's just dirt. No rust. No rust, just dirt. Now that will cause rust, but that's just dirt. I'll be damned. This thing is in great shape. I mean, look at that. It's still got the original paint. I mean, and it's really, I mean, it's dusty, but I mean, that is impeccable shape. I don't think I've ever seen a square body this rust free. Well, I know it's hard to tell because of all the dust, but same thing over here. We're mint. I mean, look at how, I just cannot believe how good the paint is. It's amazing to me. It's just dust. Ah. Yeah, me and this truck might have fought in the beginning, but these are the things that you're like, hey, this is a win. This is a solid truck. And I knew it from laying underneath it, but you never know what it looks like on top, you know. And we got new dash pieces, new dash pad, new bezels. I didn't get new seat belts, but we're going to have to do that because these are trashed. I guess I didn't realize how bad they actually were. So, all right, that's it. I'm going to go to bed for tonight. Come out tomorrow and we'll get at more. It's late, bud. What do you say we call it?
Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired too.
And I'm tired of rolling.
I'm tired of watching you do this. You did a great job.
I know. Finally got it done all in a day's work.
Yep. All in a day's work.
Yeah, you were just sitting there the whole time watching me. Didn't even help once.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Jake's doing the finished roll here. Jake, how's it looking?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You're looking pretty tired there, bud.
Yes.
It's early in the day yet. We slid down to stay with the place? Robert's Cycle Shop?
Cycling and something.
Yeah, does golf carts and stuff here in town. And he also does stereo stuff. So he happened to have these Polk Audio 6x9s and nice head unit. So now I'm just trying to fit it in the truck. Just a slight issue. Obviously, they didn't do 6x9s back in the day. They did these little skinny 4x6s. Well, that's the broken grill. They put them in these little metal pieces here, and as you can see, I've started cutting. I'm going to come out, and I'm going to curve, and come this way, pie cut, and then I'm going to come this way and curve. And we'll try to make it wide enough to fit that 6x9 down in there. And we'll mount it to a couple of plates that we got to help dampen it, and then we'll wrap this in sound deadener, kind of help it out a little bit. Not really ideal, not really what I want to do, but also I need to, we'll probably have some boxes made for this later on. I don't know. It depends on how much you can see once the seat's in there, but I'd like to do some little custom side boxes for it, but not in the budget right now. So let's just see if we can make this work, and then we can change that out later. I don't have the proper cutting apparatus to do tight turns, so we'll just use a 4-inch grinder. All right, well, after much more cutting and shaping, I think we have just enough clearance to where it should fit okay. Let's check it out. All right. So, modified the speaker box. I don't know if that's gonna work. It sticks out pretty far. I'm gonna screw it in here, Jake, and then we're gonna take the old seat. We're gonna lift the old seat up in here and see if it fits. Alright, so we set the seat in here. We got plenty of room, but I'll be honest with you, that stock bracket, you see a lot more than I wanted. I didn't realize how much, and that sticks out like a sore thumb. So, went over there and stick the speaker in that corner, and I think we figured out the plan. It's hard spending money, so, and I'm not a stereo guy by any means, but take the door off that cabinet that's broken. Follow me. Got it right here. Laid out a little design based off the back wall, and yeah, I'm gonna cut this out, see if I can fit it in there. If I can, then we're gonna mount the speaker in it, and bada bing, bada boom. Got all the wrong tools. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, so I just went ahead and bought these on Amazon for 23 bucks, and that was way easier than what the hell I was gonna do. Back on the truck today, we're wiring up the stereo, and I just have one question. Why go through the trouble of soldering the wires, but not putting a sheathing over it to protect it, and just wrapping it in electrical tape? Since that's soldered together, we're gonna go ahead and reuse the ground wire and the power wire, because they were soldered good. We just put some sheathing on it to do it the right way, and those wires back there, don't worry about that. That's going to go away in a minute. Alright, well, I just powered everything on, and everything works. Got the speakers mounted in the corner, and it actually sounds pretty good. Got those little kicker 3.5s up here. These things are amazing. This sounds great. I'd play it for you, but I get a copyright. Thanks a lot, YouTube. Douchebags. Alright, so call me anal retentive if you want, I don't care, but these door jams, they look like crap. They didn't do them when they painted the truck. Got some seat belt hanging out the door. They got an overspray where they painted it silver. It looks like shit. And if I'm gonna make it look nice on the inside, well, you know, it doesn't take much. Just a little scuff, a little semi-gloss. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a door jam, but I mean, at least it looks good, uniform, and it's protected. There's not bare metal in places like where your feet come in here and scuff it up. Alright, so it's laying out. I got a few places it needs to stretch in, but I gotta tell you, it's pretty nice carpet. However, They didn't leave you a lot of room for error. And this carpet was actually angled cut, so you can see just a little bit more than I'd like to. You would have thought they would have left enough to where you could have cut around this corner and let it lay into the cab corners, but no, that would be wasting material. Why give the customer 10 cents? Because you see on this side, now the seal plate's going to cover that till about here, and there we go. Same thing. Well, I'm going to pull the speaker box back out and stretch it. I mean, it is high quality. I guess I should say people should watch their quality control department. All right, so we're going to get some of these plastic panels cleaned and ready to re-dye in black. These are pretty filthy. It's the kick panels, seal plates. Seal plates are on back order. I ordered a new set, and it's nothing more than this one has a crack right here and a little chunk missing out of it, which it's not the end of the world, but it still sucks. I would prefer to have new ones, but you know, China. So anyway, I'm going to use Dawn soap and mix with water, and we're going to scrub them. I'm going to use the hot water and the hose to kind of seal the deal. When you're doing this, don't be a lazy ass. Look at that. Clean the backside too. Just makes for a cleaner finish when you're all said and done. And plus, you know, you kind of breathe this stuff. This is before cabin air filters. You know, we weren't a bunch of weak-minded people when we were young. We breathed in all the dust. So, you know, give it a thorough cleaning. Once I get done with this, then we'll dry them off, and then I'll show you how I'll prep them. All right, they're all cleaned up. Let's let them dry, and then we'll start prepping them for primer, and then, well, we're going to prep them with some Bulldog adhesive promoter, then primer, then we'll do a light sand, and we'll hit them with the dye. All right, so we're going to start with the adhesion promoter. I always go with the SEM 39863. It's the best stuff to use. I've got these scuffed up, so now we're going to put the adhesion promoter down, and you want to do it light. You don't have to do it heavy. Maybe two coats, I should say. 2 coats, and let it set up, and then you can move on to prime. All right, so just a little precursor. I did not prime these. I forgot when I did this last time. The reason why I primed them was that on Honcho, you know, it was that 1978 Malibu plastic, and it was very chalky, and it would flake off in your hand. So I forgot that I sanded those down heavily, and then I primed them, and then I retextured them, and then I reprimed them, and then I painted them or dyed them. With this, all you have to do is clean the panel, throw the adhesive remover on there, and okay, sorry about that. Anywho, so all you have to do is put the adhesive promoter on there and let it flash up, and then hit it. So that's what I've done. It's looking pretty good so far. First coat's on. We're going on to next coat here in about 2 minutes. All right, so a little tip. Sometimes your seals look bad or look old, but they're not. This truck was pretty airtight. Like, I only hear wind coming through these wing windows, which we're gonna have to rebuild the latches on. But so, you know, you don't always have to rip the stuff off and replace it. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. That's what my granddad used to say. But when you're redoing the interior, you don't want to open the door and see an old, horrible looking seal. So hand scrub it. I hand scrubbed this with Dawn, and then I took a little bit of Vaseline and put it on my rag here, and I went around and conditioned the inside and the outside of it. Still very, very pliable. It's not hard or brittle, and it could still be used for the time being. Doesn't mean it won't go bad one day, but it's not bad right now. So, you know, if this wasn't Joe Biden's world we're living in right now, yeah, I would probably buy new seals for it. But if I could save the money, why not save the money and make what I have work? And that's what I'm going to do. So it looks pretty good. Now I'm going to stick these seal plates in. Carpet's installed. I'm going to put this seal plate on here. This kick panel back in. Clean this seal up. I need to put some Vaseline on it. It didn't come out as good as the other one. This one obviously is the driver's side, so it's going to be a lot more worn because, you know, it's going to be a lot more worn because, let's face it, it's a working truck, and you don't go to work with friends. You're going to work by yourself. So I'm probably going to order another seal, but this will work for now. I'll put another seal in it whenever I get time. Door jambs turned out good though. Way better. Way, way better. Yeah, so just cracking along here, slowly but surely. Alright, so let's talk about gauge removal real quick, okay? Your circuitry is what controls all your lights and your thing with your gauge and all that stuff, right? But to get the speedo off, you just slide back on this deal here and this pops off. You have to take one screw out for these wires right here to do something or other. And then there is a wire over here. And I learned this from my good buddy at Chad from Square Body Stuff, that has a light bulb attached to it with a wire that goes down to your cigarette ashtray. And it turns out that's fiber optic wiring. So it shoots down light from that little bulb down there to your ashtray, so you don't have a bulb down there. I was freaking out because I couldn't get it out. Turns out you just got to hit it with your purse and twist it out. Hey, thanks, Chad. Be sure to go over to Square Body Stuff at YouTube and subscribe to Chad's channel. If you have a square body, he's got every video you would ever need to figure your shit out. Alright, so we have got the gauges all cleaned up. They look really, really good. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell in the video, but they do look great. And then we, not only did we get them cleaned up, but we replaced all the bulbs with the new LED 194 conversions. Not cheap, but I mean, we had like, I don't know, half of them were burned out. These will last a little longer. These aren't the best ones on the market, I don't believe. I think there's a better one, but I mean, these are $17 a pack. So this cost $100 just to put lights in this thing. You know, so just par for the course anymore. But anyway, we're gonna clean up the little trim ring piece, put it back in here, and yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, sure, I would love a set of Dakota Digitals, but that's really expensive, and hell, just making this look good is expensive enough. A million times better than it did. And it is all clean now. So I'm going to go ahead and put all this back together, and we're going to stick it back in the truck, and then maybe I can start putting the dash together. All right, let's talk about something here. In Joe Biden's economy, things are getting rather expensive, right? So simple things like this are either on back order or, you know, they're $20. Well, the vent is fine. It's dirty. I need to clean it, but all the tabs that mounted in here are broken. So I could just order this piece, or I could just spend a little bit of time and try to make this one work. So I've got some L brackets, and I took the broken tab on this side where it's clearly broken, and I ground it down at an angle, and then I'm just going to take this here and I'm going to bond that to that, and then that's going to go to this hole right here, and then I'm going to do the same thing down here on this bracket. I'm not going to do anything up here. Well, it depends. I'm going to do these two because catty corner from one another should give it enough strength to hold in place. It's not going to get a huge beating, but you know, worst case scenario, I've got to do this one up here. Now, there wasn't one down here, which is amazing, because that's where the dash trim piece screws in to that tab. So I'm gonna at least do these two. I might do this one once I get these two in place, but that's what I've got going on here. I'm gonna use probably some JB Weld or something to put that together. And then the same thing down here. Kind of hard to tell, but I shaved it down at an angle. I've got to take a little more off, and then I've take me another bracket and I've bent it out at kind of like a 50-degree angle, and it matches up with the other hole. So, is it the way I want to do it? No, but I'm really tired of spending money. I mean, you spend $100 on lights for your dash. It's kind of annoying. So let's just fix it. Why not, right? I mean, it still works. Air moves through it. So, and I got new vents for it. So yay! This is the stuff I use here. 15-minute JB Weld plastic bonder, and comes a little mixing stick. Mix it up there and put it on like Bondo. Bada bing, bada bow. All right, so I kind of skipped to include my darling because I was into it, but so we got the new vent in here, and I took those L brackets and used a plastic to metal panel bond, and made me 2 brackets there, tighten it up, and she's snug as a bug in a rug. Now, that took entirely too long. I probably had, I don't know, an hour and a half in it, and I don't know, $15 worth of material. But I live 2 hours from the place I can get these from. I can order them to the house, but that would take 2 or 3 days, and I needed to put that back in so I can get the gauge cluster back in the truck. Dash pad ready to go in, and I can put the other vents in, or at least on the dash side, on the passenger side. I can't do on the trim piece side because it's actually in it. All right, now that we got the gauges and everything back in, we're gonna go ahead and start putting the dash cap on it. I got all my parts from Southwest Classics in Arlington, Texas. They get parts from everywhere. This is a Dash Direct replacement dash cap. There's a couple things you need to understand if you're gonna get one of these. I haven't put it in yet, and I know that there's some fitment issues, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But first and foremost, there's something you need to see. So this is the new dash cap. There's the old dash cap. When you take your old dash cap out, do not throw it away, because there are clips in here that you need to transfer to this dash. Let's look at the clip. All right. Obviously, you see I have this one installed, right? This is how it goes. So if you look, it's got a little pressure clip, right? And this is the piece that goes in here like so. And then you've got this one that runs backwards, this clip. So the way to do this is you want to, and I'll have to, obviously on these new ones, they do what they do, but you're going to have to clearance this. You're going to have to cut this out because this is in the way. That's what I had to do for these. So you'll stick these in here and you'll push down, and then you'll have to rotate while that locks into place. Now you got to be careful because it will push out and this will not lock in. If it doesn't lock in, you got to start over. Push it around until it's locked into place, and this sets down inside of here, and that locks it from turning. That's pretty much it. But yeah, you're going to definitely have to clearance these holes, because when they, however they form this, the mold they use, they don't do any due diligence about this. So You know, if you didn't know, now you know. It's a very nice dash though. Although quite a bit flimsier than the original, and that could be just because the material is so sun-dried. This is very nice and pliable. So I'm gonna get these clips installed, and then we got to go ahead and put the trim piece in, and the vents that has to go in now because you have to bolt all that in while it's out. So got the new trim piece here for the dash. Went ahead and went with the brushed, and then I got new vents for it. I would suggest installing the vents now while this is out. Just easier to get to because they are new vents. Everything's very tight. So basically, let's get this out here. You got your foam on there that helps, you know, keep it steady. And you got to get these two little push pins in here clipped into place. Pretty obvious, pretty simple. It is what it is, but I would definitely recommend doing this out before you put it in the dash. All right, so I got it installed. I'm just going to tell you right now that the holes for this to go through are not exactly perfect, so you will have to finagle it some. It does get a little tight. Don't force it because it will break, but I was able to get it in. There is a little deformity here in the dash. It should be straight, and it's kind of curved right here. Now I'm assuming that's just from being in the box. So hopefully, you know, after some time out, being mounted to the dash, it won't, you know, it'll fall back into place. But obviously, you can tell because this is a straight piece and it should be straight, but it's going to be a little cockeyed. And if it doesn't lay out right, I will be getting another dash because I don't like that. But we'll see how it goes. No, this stuff's perfect. I mean, it's aftermarket. It's made in some little sweatshop in Indonesia, so you know, you just do what you can with it. That's a win for me because I didn't want to have to buy that, and I just saved myself, you know, time and money. Even though I spent a little time doing it, I still saved myself time driving out there and getting it or waiting on a delivery truck. So let's get moving. All right, well, dash is in. It fits decent. I'm not real happy with the defrost vents, to be honest with you. I guess maybe I should have changed them. I'm not really sure. But they don't look that great. You can kind of see behind them. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. But dash fits pretty good all the way around. Still need to kind of get it in place over here because I got to put the bezel in and the lower screws in. I haven't put anything in. Everything's just kind of sitting in here right now because I've got a little issue on this side. You can see there, this is kind of bellowed out and it needs to go behind this, and I've been working it pretty hard and I got it in there, but I can't hold it in there and put the screw in, and that's what's going to have to happen. So I need another set of hands and Jake's not available, so I'm probably going to go ahead and end this one here, but figure we'd give you a little bit of a taste of where we're heading. You know, I wanted to get it all done in this video, but I'll be honest with you, you know, making something a hot rod, you know, something fast to rip around in is easy. But when you're trying to actually like restore one and make it nice, it takes time. And each little piece you take off, you know, like the vent, right? You don't know it's broken until you get in there and you're like, oh man, it's broke. And then you do what you got to do. And it takes time. So let's take a look at the LED lights now that it's gotten darker in here. All right, so I don't know if I feel good about this LED light here or not, but it kind of shines outward, not really across like I thought it would, but it's a different kind of bulb. We'll see. I may change that out, but let's do it. Here we go. Lights on. Woo! Man, look at that. That's great. Sweet. Just double check. not done by any means, but I'm calling that a win because that's 1,000 times brighter. When I used to drive the truck before, I couldn't see anything at all. Like you could hardly see. I had to use my phone light to make sure I had enough fuel. So, huge difference. I'm happy with that. I just wish I had all the rest of the parts to finish it up. Hopefully here in the next couple weeks, I'll have the rest of the trim pieces for the dash, but in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start working on some other stuff, and I am waiting on the headliner material, so when that gets back, we'll knock that out too. Pretty good, pretty good. Also too, I don't know if you noticed, but got new lights in the shop. I've had these for a while, finally got them up. World of difference now, you can see everything, which is amazing. I even put one outside here, or a couple I should say, but yeah, much nicer. So I'm gonna continue on. So the next video we'll probably be doing door panels. I'll show you guys how I restore the old plastics. Luckily these panels aren't chalky like the ones that Honcho had in it. They were very chalky. The plastic got better, you know, as the 80s rolled along. So should be pretty easy to do. Looking forward to getting that knocked out. And maybe we'll go ahead and put the seat in it because I think I can put the headliner in it after the seat's in it. The side panels and everything can go in after the fact. So if I can go ahead and get that done, and then hopefully by then I've got the stuff to finish up the dash and the headliner. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. It's not much, I get it, but this is what we're doing around here. When we're not out racing with Dave or Richie or whoever, we're doing this, and you know, it is what it is. So hopefully you learn something. If it's anything, it's how do you spend a lot of money on something that will only bring you back a fifth of that, but tons of joy. But thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button, share with a friend, and hit the subscribe button for me. We appreciate the subscriptions we get around here. It doesn't cost you a dime, but sure goes a long way for us. Thank you. We'll see you next time.